But in the modern world, civilized nations hold themselves to the highest standards and take deliberate care to minimize harm to civilians. The United States is first among these nations, but even we make mistakes. On this administration's watch, precision military strikes have inadvertently killed civilians in multiple theaters of operations. Our ally Israel goes to great lengths to avoid civilian casualties. Over decades of grinding conflict to preserve its security, a circumstance most Americans can hardly imagine. Israel routinely accepts great risk to its own soldiers to avoid endangering innocent civilians. But the forces sworn to erase Israel from the earth follow a different code. To Hamas, civilian casualties are not tragedies. They're tools of the trade. To these savages, kidnapping, torture, rape, and murder aren't crimes, they're tactics. For terrorists around the world, human suffering is the weapon of choice, and Hamas seeks to magnify it. These are the facts, and any serious conversation about the war in Gaza needs to start here. If war could be avoided entirely, so could its terrible cause. Israel tried to avoid this war, negotiated a ceasefire with the savage terrorists bent on destroying the Jewish state, all to try to avoid the war. The terrorists used this ceasefire to plan and prepare for war. And on October 7th, Hamas launched it. They also chose how Israel would be forced to fight it, putting fighting positions in hospitals, schools, and United Nations facilities, directly attacking humanitarian aid crossings. This doesn't just contravene the laws of war, it exploits human suffering. Why does Hamas behave this way? Because it works. Because they know the media will cover it. If it bleeds, it leads. Because they know it creates an international rush to blame Israel. Because leftist fifth columnists and useful idiots on university campuses will play at revolution and express solidarity with the terrorists. Because the President of the United States will be forced to choose between his supposedly ironclad commitment to an ally under attack and the will of his leftish